Wow, another blessed day. Like I used to say, it's another day, another blessing. My name is Babajide Obafemi, and it's my regular Babajide Obafemi Facebook Live interview chats with eminent personalities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, politicians, technocrats, um, uh, professionals in politics, and great Nigerians, economists, and all that. Sure, we will be talking. Usually, we talk about work, economy, and politics. And so today, it's not going to be any different. My last guest was the SDP Publicity Secretary, Ambassador Rufus Ayenigba, and before then, I had the MD CEO of NAIC, Mrs. Folashade Joseph. But today, I'm back in the Atlantic City, back at the Center of Excellence, the Economic Nerve Center of Nigeria. And I'm here to talk with my brother, my friend, a great man, a great journalist, somebody who has done himself very well in the journalism world, and right now doing very well at as a SSA in an SDG in an MDA in Lagos, and it's no other person than Mr. Lekan. He doesn't like that appellation, honorable. So I'll go by that name, Mr. Lekan Fatodu, a publisher and an SSA to the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on sustainable development goal. Now, the next face you'll be seeing is not mine. Again, it's going to be the face of Mr. Fatodu. And as we welcome him to today's interview with Babajide Obafemi, for the next 30 minutes, he's a busy man, so we roll.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, all the viewers from across the world. I know my brother, a versatile journalist. He has his tentacles everywhere in the world, and I commend him for these tremendous efforts. I know people across Nigeria, Canada, UK, US, Nigerians in the diaspora in general. I thank you so much for taking time to join this session this morning.
All right, thank you. Mr. Fatodu, you are a development communication expert. Is that the reason why you were appointed into the Sustainable Development Goal?
I think largely it can be said to be part of the reason, because as you know, in journalism, we have different aspects of it. And one critical aspect that we need to continue to emphasize is the role of the media in shaping the society positively. So if we want to shape the society positively, there must be, conscious effort around issue of development. We inform the public so they can be able to be empowered, so that they can be able to understand some of the challenges within the society, so that they can be able to safeguard themselves, in their daily activities, so they can even know the price of Gary, how it's fluctuating, how it's going up and down. Those are aspects of development that need to be seriously amplified from the perspective of development. So it's a good transition from the general communication aspects, where you try to help to shape or kind of mold the opinion of people, or kind of try as much as possible to project goodwill of organizations and individuals. But in this context, we are very focused about some of the things that are seen as challenges to the society, and now the government and the society can come together to address them. So there is a strong connection between communication and efforts around development.
All right. A lot of people, initially we have the MDG, the Millennium Development Goal. Now it seems we don't hear about it again. Now we hear about SDG. How has the transition been from SDG from MDG to SDG? And please, can you just let us?
Thank you very much. Millennium Development Goals was actually, the initial sustainability, global sustainability effort in addressing some of the issues that we have within the society. But it was focused, I believe, on 7 or 8 goals. And the framers of those initiatives realized that there were a little bit of shortcomings, in the implementation strategy and how it can be more holistic. Yeah. One of the shortcomings is, I think, lack of effective inclusion of the corporate world and young people. So when the SDG was going to take over, that was in 2015. Yeah. At the end of the Millennium Goals, we had Sustainable Development Goals, which was adopted by all the countries, under United Nations in 2015. So it became more holistic. It was a call to action towards ending extreme poverty, call to action towards safeguarding the planet, as well as call to action in ensuring that, every individual in the society live in peace and prosperity. So the problem of sustainable development goals is not limited to Africa. It's not limited to the global south or the global west, as they say. It's a problem that affects everybody. Poverty is a problem as it affects Nigeria. It affects them in the US, in the UK. But the degree might be different. But we now have a platform, a global sustainable framework, which we can look into with over 190-something targets and over 200 indicators that every country can look at it and connect it with the local development action, so as to address the issue of poverty, issue of climate, issue of hunger, problem deficits in our health system, infrastructure, and many more.
Yeah. All right. So how much success has Lagos been able to record in the area of SDG? I was reading, I think they said UN has something like Goal 17 or something.
Yes.
Is Lagos in sync with UN? And
SDGs is a set of 17 goals.
Oh, okay.
So the number 17 goal is partnership for the goal. Oh. And this conversation that we are having can be considered to be part of that partnership towards amplifying the importance of SDGs, because you are also playing your role as a social actor in a way that you are trying to inform the society about some of the things that is going on. And the issue of development in particular, as far as Lagos State is concerned, I must thank Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, our able and dynamic governor, for introducing the office of the SDGs. In fact, it did not just introduce the office of the SDG. Our full name is Office of Sustainable Development Goals and Investment. Okay. So we are consciously looking at the intersection of sustainability and investment. And through our efforts within the sustainability space, we are now trying to encourage and equally inspire the corporate world to know that if you are coming into Lagos State for investment, you should be conscious not just about corporate social responsibility, sustainable corporate social responsibility, such that we will move from donating Indomie, rice, and Gari to address the problem. We now look at the problem more holistically. So by looking at it more holistically, you will see, organizations adopting schools. You will see some of them looking, broadly around issue of period poverty. We, through our engagement with some of the private sector, we are engaging with a leading corporate organization, Procter & Gamble, through the Office of the Sustainable Development Goal, who is helping us to effectively address the issue of period poverty. We have Dettol also, doing well. Before, we did not have this kind of, robust engagement between the government and the public sector. But because of the way the Office of the Sustainable Development Goal is being driven, we are also using the platform of this office to restore confidence, between the governments, in the relationship between the government and the public, So far we have been doing really, really well.
All right, so now out of these 17 goals and all that, which one or which ones do we say Lagos State is actually focusing? You know, you might not be able to pack all the 17 and say we are driving this 17 at all. There will be some that you need more in Lagos and other. Which of the goals is Lagos looking into more? And you are talking about moving from just corporate social responsibility. Now I'm asking two questions in one.
Yeah.
You are trying to move from corporate social responsibility to sustaining corporate social responsibility. How much have you been able to enforce this on the organization?
Maybe I should not take. Maybe I should take it. I should not take it from the points of enforcement, but from the point of believability in government. The first thing that we did, we realized that there is trust deficit. Before you can build trust in a relationship, you must also demonstrate from the perspective of accountability and transparency. So we came out and let the public know that this is who we are. We are ready to knock on your door so that we can address problems within the society. By so doing, some organizations who were a bit ambivalent about the seriousness and commitment of government now started looking at us with another eye, reconsidering their position, you know, which they have taken in apathy in the time past, looking at the fact that, you know, the world is around about government is not really committed, is not serious. But through what we are doing, through transparency, accountability, and commitment to what we are doing, a lot of them are getting more attracted to what we are doing. They are gravitating to some of our initiatives and projects. And beyond corporate organizations, even young people who used to be adversarial towards the government are now looking at ways where they can address some of these, you know, challenges within our society, because we have used trust as the foundation of our engagement with the public. So as far as that one is concerned, we are rolling on the waves of our positive action, and we are gaining trust, and we are getting results from that perspective.
So the first question: what are the goals, the ones Lagos is speaking?
We usually talk in this office that when people say that what are the goals that we want, we usually joke that what are the goals that we are picking. We also need to look at it that what are the goals that are not really important. Interestingly, among the 17 goals, they are very interwoven. We have to achieve one. When you achieve one, you have the potential of achieving another. But from what we have seen, even from the perspective of the United Nations, we were addressed on the need to localize and domesticate all these goals. So because we have a peculiar problem, when COVID happened, everybody talked about the tremendous and pragmatic effort made by the Lagos State government. Because we had a government that was alive to its responsibility. It was said that as far back as late 2019, the commissioner for health had been talking about the possibility of a pandemic. So during that period, we were already making, you know, provisions in a way to protect our citizens. And that is one primary responsibility of government, protection of lives and property of the citizen. And Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, being somebody who is very visionary as well, he said, come what may, the lives of these people are very, very important. And interestingly, that has been part of the gains of our sustainability drive. So we now focus very strongly, given the circumstance of COVID, because COVID exposed so many things, you know, deformities in the structure of our health system, inadequacies and all of that. So we need to rejig and reposition. So health has been one of the priorities in our effort towards attaining sustainable development goals. Education has been one of our priorities because we are focused on human capital development. And to achieve human capital development, you need to have citizens that are healthy, that are educated, whose education can lead to productivity in the labor market. So that has been our focus. We are also heavy on innovation, infrastructure, and industry. Lagos State is not just the fifth economy in Africa just by name. It's by action, it's by commitment, it's by many things that we are doing. Equally, we are so strong around climate action. You see flooding around, which is not
Yes.
peculiar to us. You know, we see it other places. Those are some of the, negative signs of, climate change, which Lagos State is really, really, working with his climate change adaptation, framework and committees. We have a think tank that is seriously addressing that. We are also strong around water and sanitation as well.
Okay.
That is one of our major priorities. Mr. Governor devoted over $100 million to addressing to ending open defecation and also ensuring that every citizen of Lagos State, have access to clean water, which we know that it will lead to improvement in our, hygiene and sanitation, approaches.
Okay, you have actually touched so many questions that I didn't ask. So
Thank you.
it will really, it will save time.
Okay.
But I still have up to 5 questions for you. I don't catch you easily. So since I'm catching you today, I still have few minutes to spend with you because we're still going to talk about politics.
Okay.
A few questions in politics.
Okay.
Now, SDG, is SDG about creating jobs? Is it part of the goal?
Yes.
And what are you doing about that?
We said something that our office is strategically positioned because SDG actually covers every business of government. In terms of job creation, we know that we have a population of unemployed, even underemployed citizens. So through this office, we are engaging with a lot of, young people, helping them in terms of training, helping them in terms of connecting them with organizations where they can do internship, are also signposting opportunities for them. Lagos State has Lagos State Science Research and Innovation Council. We have used this avenue of this office in a way to stimulate the creativity in many of our young people. And they are also committing ideas and creativity to some of the things that we are doing. There's a platform of Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, which a lot of them are also exploring and even exploiting so that they can be able to join the bigger players in the SMEs, ecosystem in Lagos State. So that's some of the ways that we are looking and addressing unemployment in Lagos State through the opportunity of this office.
All right, so let me move into politics a bit now.
Okay.
Politics. Let's start with your boss, Mr. Governor.
Yes.
Some people actually see him as a quiet achiever. I know that he's not that governor that makes too much noise before he performs and all that. And they see him on the social aspect more. How has he been able to maneuver, to delve into issues of Lagos? Because the pandemic, the NSAS protest and all that really, really dealt with you guys in government.
Yeah.
I know that. So how have you guys been able to pick your heads up and continue from where the NSAS protest, the pandemic actually stalled you?
Thank you very much. There's a saying that uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. I believe that our able, visionary, pragmatic, and very committed governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, knows the enormity of the job that he was seeking for when he got it. Obviously, when he got in, he was faced with a lot of challenges, the NSAS, the pandemic. But, not just sitting here as one of his aides. I have heard a lot of people who have spoken about the way he addressed the circumstance of COVID, which everybody was actually very petrified as to what will have happened to the population. Even it was predicted in the West that in Africa and Nigeria in particular, when they speak about Africa, the focus has always been on Nigeria. Some people thought that maybe at the heat of that pandemic, they'll be seeing bodies on the road and all that. We thank God, for what the state was doing, particularly in terms of information. Mr. Governor was consistent. It's there out there, in the public place. We're consistent in putting out information, in ensuring that the public is educated about the danger, about the numbers, about the process of prevention, and the Ministry of Information was working round the clock to address that. And COVID, and shortly after we had NSAS, even before the end of COVID, because COVID is still on, and it's an opportunity to let people know that they still need to continue to keep safe. You know, it's really very important. And the problem of NSAS, you know, it's actually rooted in the composition of this state. This state is actually overburdened. It's the smallest in terms of size, you know, amongst the states in Nigeria. But it's one that is attractive to everybody, you know, in Nigeria. I believe, if my memory serves me right, it was reported that over 100,000 people come into the state without going back on a yearly basis. I believe that's so when you have such a population, not just coming from outside of the state, and you have a lot of people also coming, you know, from the neighboring, you know, countries, you will know that, you know, there's going to be negative impact on that, on the infrastructure, on the governance and security and all of that. But Mr. Gordon is such an individual who is not, you know, who doesn't like going on playing game or trying to move away from responsibility. As they are coming through the grace of God and his capacity, I believe he has been, you know, consistently, effectively addressing them. Thank you.
All right, so let's move to the okay, don't let me say the godfather, let me say the political leader of APC in Nigeria and in Lagos State. Is now the standard bearer of APC. Rate, okay, don't let me start with the rating. And now it appears, okay, it is going to be Muslim ticket. And Nigerians are all out now. Some are saying we are divided along religion, along tribal line. Do you think this will affect Asiwaju in the polls?
Let me start by saying that we should not move away from what the role some people are using religion and ethnic orientations and ethnicity in particular, that they are manipulating that to, you know, cleavages to affect our politics and to disrupt our way of life. That is one thing that we need to address. I have listened to a lot of conversations around this topic. People are of the opinion that competence should. Some people are of the opinion that competence should trump any other considerations. Some people are saying that ability, experience, dedication to work, CV in public service should actually be the reason why, you know, somebody should assume office or aspire to higher office. Those are some of the conversations that I have listened to. I have equally listened to people who say that, oh, this does not represent, you know, the Nigeria that we are talking about. If we are talking about inclusion and, you know, integration and opportunity to attract all elements into our political space. There should be consideration along the line of religion. There should be consideration along the line of ethnicity. But in my own place, my brother, you know me, we are still aspiring politicians. You know, our leaders have decided on one thing. In sincerely speaking, if I'm to focus on individuals, one thing that we cannot take away from to these individuals, you know, I said something around the fact that decision has been made. You understand what I'm saying? And the jury is still out there in the public. No matter what we're going to say, the conversation will continue. But one thing I want to say on this seat is the fact that you can move in from A to Z. The bottom line is nobody can doubt the capacity and competence of Asiwaju. Nobody can doubt his ability to support or to organize, you know, people who will lead Nigeria to greater height. And similarly, so much has been said about the capacity of Shettima. You know, if we look at it from individual viewpoint, which I think is my own sentiment around individual, I think, you know, is a fantastic combination that we believe that it will help to address some of the issues that we have as a nation.
Okay, so let me put you on the spot. Ashiwaju versus Atiku Abubakar.
Yes.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu versus Jandor. And of course, I know Jandor is your friend.
Of course.
So that's why I'm putting you on the spot.
Thank you very much.
So,
Jandor and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is no brainer. You can say because I'm serving under Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, but the fact still remains that Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has proven himself even beyond the expectation with this responsibility that he has, been given. But the combination of the choice of the deputy of Jandor right now has thrown another conversation in the public. In fact, has thrown another comical conversation in the public place.
You think it's a joke?
Yeah, exactly. No, just like I said, it has thrown another comical conversation in the public place. Okay. Now, a lot of this thing has triggered a lot of comedy display, skits, memes, and action. And we are talking about governance, which is, a serious business. We have the challenge of out-of-school children. We have the challenge of, health infrastructure and all of those things. And some people actually think that politics, particularly in Lagos State, fifth largest economy, in Africa, the economic hub of the entertainment hub of Nigeria, and that responsibility.
Maybe that was why he chose because Lagos is the entertainment hub.
But for that reason, I have heard some people who previously were taking Jandor very seriously, having a change of mind now with the decision that they have taken. And I said, personally, from my own point of view, that we cannot have somebody like our current deputy governor, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, cerebral, tested, proven, is an all-rounder when it comes to governance, politics, and all that.
Yes.
Squaring up, or having Akindele squaring up with Dr. Hamzat, Abba.
And some people will even say that Akindele, during the COVID, had issues with Lagos, and she was
found to be culpable.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let me use convicted. Yeah. Culpable, and probably she was pardoned.
Yes, I heard something around that. But that we are going too far, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she broke the law. Yeah,
we will be going too far when we are talking in that direction. A governor and deputy governor in Lagos State are potential president and deputy vice president of Nigeria. Yes. So you now need to look at them holistically in terms of capacity, in terms of intellectual, ability and mobility, and what they can deliver as an administrator. So that's the angle.
It appears you are running away from the Atiku Ashiwaju.
Oh, Atiku Ashiwaju.
Yes.
You will know my sentiment. You understand what I'm saying? It is Ashiwaju and no other person. So in terms of
you can take a bet.
That is me. From where I'm sitting, I can tell you that is.
Okay, assuming you are not on this seat.
If I'm not on this seat, I know one thing you cannot equally take away from Atiku is his experience in politics. He's a giant, and it cannot never be underrated. Interestingly, Atiku and Ashiwaju have been in the same political boat before. You understand? So, in fact, if you are counting like 5 people in terms of using the word political juggernaut, you can count Atiku amongst those people.
Yes.
But from what we are seeing right now, the reach of Ashiwaju is phenomenal, and I don't think it's.
And you don't think Northern sentiment can play?
No. You can see the way Northerners are actually, gravitating towards Ashiwaju because they know his reach and they know his ability.
Okay, so Lekan Fatodu 2023. Are you on any ballot?
I know. I tried that in 2019, and I know that I have an unfinished business with what I'm doing in sustainability space. Yeah. For that reason, I did not bother to contest an election. And many of the people who are contesting within my constituency are friends. And, I see what they are doing. And they have been good collaborators in some of the things that we are achieving in our office. Talking about our representative at the Federal House of Representatives, the representative at the State House of Representatives, and my local government chairman, Honorable Ajala. These guys are doing fantastically well. And I think we need that concerted effort to address, many of the social abnormalities and deformities in the system.
So would you be looking at 2027?
Oh, definitely. But I have not decided which direction, but certainly.
Okay, which way
Yes.
you're going. All right, so you with this busy schedule of yours and all that, how do you unwind? You are busy. I see you all the time.
Oh, definitely.
Busy somewhere.
Interestingly, you will not even imagine how this job has further changed my orientation, and it's an opportunity to see life from sitting on the front row, of activities. I've seen a lot of issues around poverty and lack of opportunity, lack of inclusion that disturbs me. So consistently, I look at materials and how we can use this material to amplify the danger that we have around poverty, to amplify the danger that we have around lack of opportunities. Of course, I see hangouts, events, there are so many social events around sustainability, but consistently, this has actually dominated my way of life and programs in general.
So is it safe to say this has taken you away from your family, your daughters, your beautiful
No. I still do that. Family is very, very important in this life that we are and on this job. So we are still there's no way it's as if you are too busy for God to pray, or you are too busy to exercise, which is going to help you to improve and keep well. Yeah. Family has a way of even inspiring you. You will imagine my girl, a girl of 7, and what comes out of this girl is amazing. Asking some probing questions and all of that. And my brother, these are the opportunities many of us did not have during that period. We rarely face dad or ask questions and all that. So, and that's another angle around development that we should embrace in Nigerian society. So family is fine, we are cool, there is time for family, there is time for good friends, like you said, and there's time for job. Everything is connected.
Your favorite food?
My favorite food.
Yes.
Let me
see. Guys are already laughing.
Exactly, they are laughing. Yeah, rice. Let's say rice.
Are you sure?
Yes, rice, plantain, chicken. Good. I'm good to good.
And you can do that 3 times a day?
3 times a day.
Yes.
Because of the, when you begin to attain this age now, they'll be telling you to consciously balance the diet. I balance it with vegetables and all of that, fruits and all that.
Are you still doing anything in journalism? That's where you started from.
Interestingly, I'm still connected with a lot of journalists, and we are actually leading advocacy on the need to bring development journalism to the front of our engagement in Nigerian society. Okay. A lot of journalists, when we were doing all of these things, many people are only locked up in their beats, but there's so much we can do if we look at what is going on in another aspect of this fantastic profession. So I still have extensive touch with the profession. It's what we love, and it's connected to the development as well.
Yeah. Wow. It's been a brilliant day today. It's been a very perfect day today. It's an interview that I really enjoyed, and I know you guys that are watching are enjoying it. And I know a lot of people will still watch, and you send us questions. If you have questions for Mr. Lekan Fatodu SSA on SDG to the Lagos State Governor, you will still send them to me, and I'll send it to him too. He's going to respond. He's always an accessible person. Definitely I won't be far from here. I will still be doing more interviews here. Thank you for joining me on this. It's been a wonderful day, and it's been a wonderful day with Mr. Fatodu. Now I'm going to post this on my Babajide Obafemi page, live page, and I know that there will be a lot of reactions, especially about the political aspect of it. And until I come your way again, go get your PVC and make sure you are not ranting this time around. Vote for your choice. Even if your choice is not winning, just make sure you make a statement. If we continue to do this, we will definitely have a voice in Nigeria. Nigeria will be good again. God will bless Nigeria. God will bless your home. Thank you. It's been a wonderful day.